It's been 15 years since the Nintendo 3DS first hit store shelves, 2 since its servers officially went dark, and nearly a decade since Nintendo moved on to something bigger, faster, and flatter. Yet in the past few years, the 3DS has seen a resurgence unlike almost any other console. Its massive library, backwards compatibility with DS games, and endless modding potential have all helped fuel its revival. But why in 2026 am I still obsessed with this console? I mean, it's been abandoned, and it has a low-resolution screen and a 15-year-old battery that feels like it's constantly on the verge of exploding. Let's back up a little bit. I got my original 3DS Christmas morning of 2011, back when Nintendo was still in a tailspin over the console's rocky launch. For most people, there wasn't enough of a reason to buy what felt like a slightly more powerful DSi with janky, no-glasses 3D effects. I mean, Nintendo even began handing out 20 free ambassador games as an apology for the original $250 price tag. The launch titles weren't super impressive, and eventually Nintendo was forced to make major price cuts on the system. However, by the time I got my 3DS, games such as Super Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7, and Pushmo had already been released, and 10-year-old me was hooked. Even then I knew this console was special. While the 3D effect didn't really blow me away, the games the system had to offer were unbelievable. Between the system's portability and, for the time, high-quality 3D graphics, my little child brain thought this was the peak gaming experience. And as Nintendo built this solid first-party lineup, the public perception on the system started to shift. Over time, the 3DS has been mentioned as the greatest handheld gaming device ever, and it's kinda hard to argue. Personally, I have poured thousands of hours into this little device over the years, and as it continues to be a part of my regular gaming time, I only get more passionate about it. I mean, hell, it survived the rise and fall of the Wii U, the entire life cycle of the Switch, and now it's sitting on my nightstand next to my Switch 2. But what specifically makes the 3DS so special in my eyes? One of the biggest things I love about my 3DS is how it feels like a direct reflection of me. I am able to change how my 3DS looks with custom themes that change how the screen looks, as well as different sound effects, as well as I can just make whatever fandom I love the most appear on my system. Combine this with a variety of different special editions and colors the system comes in, and no two 3DS consoles look the same. This is especially true when you start looking at the 2DS and the 2DS XL and the new 3DS and the new 3D XL, and there's a lot of systems. But let's compare this to the modern standard. Today, our consoles are sterile. Don't get me wrong, the Switch 2 is a masterpiece of engineering, but it's also kind of boring. It's a solid black rectangle that exists solely to launch a game and then get out of the way. I mean, hell, the menus here are less creative than a PowerPoint template. And don't get me wrong, I love both my Switch 1 and Switch 2, but they lack that trademark Nintendo whimsy that the 3DS had in spades. Where are the custom themes? Where's the eShop music? Where's the little download guy? Where's the little download guy? I miss him. Let's shift gears to the games for a minute. The 3DS has a ton to choose from. For starters, the 3DS is the Pokemon machine. On a single system, you can play nearly the entire mainline series, from the original Red and Blue on Virtual Console all the way up to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Whether you prefer the old school pixel art or the newer 3D models, there's a Pokemon game here for every kind of fan. You can jump between generations, styles, and mechanics without ever switching systems. Personally, I love being able to boot up Heart Gold and Soul Silver, sink back into that classic DS era Pokemon feel, and then immediately switch over to X and Y. And even better, you can actually bring your Pokemon between generations with you. Features like Poke Transporter and Pokebank let you trade and transfer Pokemon between older and newer generations, turning the 3DS into one long continuous Pokemon journey. And as someone who has played every game in the series multiple times over, that continuity really means a lot. The 3DS also has a fantastic collection of Zelda games. You've got newer favorites like A Link Between Worlds, which might be one of the best 2D Zelda games ever made, sitting alongside classics like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And the best part? These classics aren't watered down handheld ports. They bring the full experience, designed around the system's hardware, and still hold up shockingly well. And this is only counting the 3DS games. The Virtual Console gives you access to other heavy-hitting classics such as A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening. And if that's not enough Zelda for you, you can boot up Spirit Tracks or Phantom Hourglass if you own them on DS. Oh, and I guess you can play the original as well. And also, obviously, there are plenty of good Mario games on this system too. If you want a traditional 2D Mario game, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is a perfect option for newcomers and super fans alike. There's also a tight kart racer in Mario Kart 7, and my personal favorite, a 3D platformer in Super Mario 3D Land. If you're an RPG fan, such as myself, you can't go wrong with the Mario and Luigi games, both the 3DS ones and the DS games. In that same vein, if you like Paper Mario, you're out of luck. These don't exist. Move on now. Just don't look. Don't look. There's even a couple of obscure Mario games on this system, namely Puzzle and Dragon Z plus Super Mario Bros. Edition. Damn, that's a mouthful. I feel bad for any parent whose child wanted that game for their birthday. Now it's time to get serious. Animal Crossing New Leaf. I mean, I could spend an entire video on this game alone. I'm not gonna do that yet, but just humor me for a few seconds. New Leaf is one of my favorite games of all time, and something that I have revisited countless times over the years. There's no shortage of content in New Leaf. Tons of villagers to meet, fish to catch, bugs to sell, fossils to dig up and appraise, furniture sets to obsess over, and public works projects to construct. But what really makes New Leaf special is its pacing. The game doesn't rush you since progress happens in real time. Shops upgrade slowly. Villagers move in and out over the course of weeks, and if you stop playing for a while, your town continues to live on without you. When you return, the game makes you keenly aware that leaving made everyone in town upset. And somehow, all of this melds into one of the most comforting gaming experiences ever. You're not grinding or chasing battle pass rewards, you're just existing in a space that feels personal. A space only found on your cartridge. It also reminds me that in 2026, the only way I'll ever own a multi-story home with a basement is if I'm paying off loans in bells to a trash panda wearing a sweater. Thanks, America. Beyond the heavy hitters, the system shines in its smaller moments, such as Pushmo or Box Boy. One of my personal favorite hidden gems is a little game known as Pocket Card Jockey, a game that somehow turns solitaire into an absurdly addictive horse racing RPG. It's exactly this kind of weird, charming experience that the 3DS excels at. There's also a bunch of shitty shovelware as well, but isn't that every Nintendo console at this point? You gotta have your crappy games. You gotta have your games that were very clearly made in 5 minutes for a game jam or some shit. If that even, I don't even really know. I don't play them, but some people do. Some people play those dating games. I've seen them. And once again, you can play literally every single DS game on this system. So if you can't find something to play, there's something wrong with you. This is especially true thanks to the modern modding scene, where the 3DS has blossomed into the ultimate gaming Swiss Army knife. Hence why they're so fucking expensive nowadays. My 3DS is no longer just a 3DS. It's a portal to 30 years of gaming history. Through custom firmware, I've loaded hundreds of games and systems that I can play anytime, anywhere. I'm talking NES classics, SNES gems, GBA favorites, and even a few PS1 games, all running on the same little device. And with access to the H-Shop, I can also download anything from Virtual Console titles to 3DS games from other regions, all without having to hook up to my PC. That means I can finally try out titles I missed the first time around, or play weird, obscure games that never made it to my country. And even though Nintendo shut down the eShop and official online functionality, I'm still downloading new titles, I'm still street passing, I'm still swapping custom themes and blasting nostalgic eShop music, and I'm still playing my favorite games online with friends. Well, when the Pretendo servers aren't down, that is. And speaking of Street Pass, why hasn't Nintendo done something like this on their newer consoles? I mean, I love the concept of carrying my 3DS around and randomly connecting with other players. I mean, you'd pass someone at the mall or on the bus and suddenly you'd swap Mii data, puzzle pieces in Puzzle Swap, or even battle each other in little mini games. All without planning it, all without even opening a menu. I mean, it's always exciting seeing the little green light turn on to notify you about new Street Pass data. These random encounters make the 3DS feel alive in a way that modern consoles just don't. It's spontaneous, playful, and interpersonal. Every time a little notification popped up, it's a surprise from another human being somewhere in the world. I mean, sure, with modern consoles you can Street Pass over the internet now, but it's not the same. I mean, I really miss those natural Street Pass hits, the ones that happened completely by chance, whether at school or on vacation or just going about everyday life. And hopefully that continues to rise as more people buy 3DS systems on the third-party market, but I mean, who knows? I want to collect more puzzle pieces, man. And if all of it isn't clear by now, the 3DS just holds a special place in my heart. I mean, I was young at the time, 10 years old when I first got this system, and those are formative years. And as I've grown up, the 3DS has grown up along with me. I mean, it's been there for all major parts of my life. Going to college, getting married, and now I'm an adult, and I'm still bringing this thing along with me. Maybe it's also because it's the last time that gaming felt truly physical and personal. The final era before everything became a live service or a battle pass or a cloud save. And while the rest of the industry is chasing 4K resolutions and AI upscaled photorealism, some of us are still carrying these little clamshells in our pockets, waiting for that little green light to blink again.